Dick and Oh Carolina, but his new album is in a very different vein altogether.
Yes, a clue for you, Old Blue Eyes.
So while we were there, I put some Sinatra songs on, and I was just singing, and he popped his head up and says, "Wow, that's your key, Shag. You're a bass tenor. It's amazing how similar your voice is to it." And then we jokingly talked about, well, it would be crazy if you did over some of these songs and let's do them in reggae. The idea sat around for around 3 years until I was in Vegas at his residency. He brought it up again, and he said, "What are you doing at the top of the year?" And he came to my house in Miami, and we sat there with a couple of our musicians and started, and by the end of the week, we had quite a few songs. I says, well, this is really happening.
Who did you play those songs to, or perform those songs to, before it became a record, to know that it worked?
We didn't play them to anyone. We just as musicians realized that, you know, most reggae songs sounds good in 2 chords. This is 6 and 7, 8 chord changes. So we knew that it was going to be tricky because you have jazz chords compared to these reggae. But the base of it is reggae. So we had to, it was very intricate because this is some of the most complex compositions known to man. You know, the Sinatra compositions, that repertoire. So what we had to do was kind of balance it to where we have the right amount of reggae to keep it authentic compared to those jazz chords. And that's what makes it very unique.
Is there, as a musician, you tell me, some songs or artists you treat with caution because they're so you know, iconic and the music is presumably there's an element of that with Frank Sinatra. You want to just be careful with messing with the product.
Oh, absolutely. You know, but the thing about Frank's music, you know, a lot of those, you know, they're written by really, you know, great songwriters. So to cover them wasn't an issue because, you know, all of those repertoire, and it's a whole new master. But as a Jamaican, we were raised on that. You know, the Sinatra repertoire and say, for instance, Nat King Cole or Bing Crosby, you know, even country, you'd have like, you know, Dolly Parton or whatever it is. It goes with chicken and rice and peas on a Sunday in Jamaica, you know what I mean? So it was just part of my childhood growing up.
Can you explain the hat?
Oh, the hat. So this is the Sinatra hat, which I put it together. Sting and I kind of came up with this whole idea, and we were actually going to make this just to be the album cover, and then Sting was like, okay, I think you should be in it. But this is Red, Green, and Gold, which is the Rastafarian.
Will you turn it around a little bit so
Red,
the camera
Red, Green, and
can
Gold,
get it?
which is the Rastafarian color. Of course, this is the Jamaican flag colors, and the card, which is "Come Fly With Me," and the matches stick, just, you know, in case you want to have a good time. Yeah, if you need one. Yeah.
We've been talking about Glastonbury this morning because it's all kicking off. Music you played.
Yes.
Did you say 2017?
2017, yes.
How was it? What's it like to be on stage at Glastonbury?
It is lovely. We did the Pyramid stage, and we also did the reggae stage. At Pyramid stage, it was just a sea of people that we just couldn't see the end of. It was great. It was televised. It was lovely. And then afterwards, we did the reggae stage, which was really great because we had all the dance hall, and then all my peers were there, and that was like the party. It was really the after party. That's what the reggae stage was for me, and it was a brilliant time.
Would you ever go to Glastonbury as a fan?
As a fan, absolutely.
Would
absolutely.
you camp?
I would probably camp if I'm with the right group of friends. You know, because everything you do in life really boils down to who you do it with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're with the right amount of people. Sting and I always say that when we sit, I was like, oh, you know, just me and him together, we could just have a whale of fun and need nobody else, because once we have a couple glasses of gin and start cracking jokes on each other, it's just, you know, a good time.
Can I ask you? Sorry,
no,
I was just going to say. So you're talking about the collaboration with Sting. Mm-hmm. When you first met him, were you a bit nervous, or I mean, I know you're obviously you're both musicians, so maybe it's a silly question, but you know, you can meet people in life who you've seen performing for years, and even as a fellow musician, even knowing that you're going to be doing something together, you're still a bit like, oh, okay, this is.
Well, it didn't start out as doing something together. His manager, his current manager was his A&R at Interscope, and he was also my A&R.
So there was build up to it. So it was like,
he knew that, Martin knew that both of us would get along because he's worked with us so long.
Have you been starstruck by someone in the past, anyone you've worked with, who you just gone, wow, here I am?
Starstruck. I think I was a little taken aback with James Brown. We did a whole tour.
You're the
and
second person to drop James Brown's name.
because
this
he came
morning.
out. He would come out every night on stage. We did a whole month together on tour, and he came out every night and watched me, and just sat there and just watched me.
Where did he sit?
At the side stage.
Oh, so you couldn't even get out of his eye line in your head.
And he did it, and he really it took to me.
What?
And he came into my
really?
dressing room and kicked the door open and was like, Shaggy, I need to talk to you. Let me tell you something. You're the truth. You're the best, let me tell you that. You know what I mean? He was just giving me the whole drill, and then his security was by the door, and I was like, I was gonna get a beat down or something, and he was like, they take away your car, your house, your woman, your money. They can't take your talent from you. As long as you have your talent, you're a rich man. Keep doing what you're doing, and God bless you. And he gave me the whole thing. It was like, wow.
You must have been floating.
I was like, yeah, you know. But he was such a sweet guy throughout the whole thing, and, you know, he'd walk in every day, open the door and say, Shaggy, and I was like, Godfather, and he was, you know, just brilliant.
It's lovely seeing you this
So
morning.
lovely.
And there'll be a lot of people who are really looking forward to
I'm-
seeing
yeah.
some of this and hearing you
Oh
play.
man,
so
this is great. You just
Good
put
fun.
it on and have a good time.
Can you say the title of the album? Because I just think if I say it.
Well, it's Come Fly With Me, which is patois. You know, to the original is Come Fly With Me, but
Yes.
we said Come Fly With Me.
You'd say it much better than I think I would, and I'm not to speak for Charlie. I think Charlie might as well. It's a new album. Shaggy, thank you.